So this video is looking at the config, so how to get there from the display, main display. Click the bars, config, and I'll go through very quickly what each one of these are. So global settings is kind of things that are pretty obvious, like what's the date, time, name of the controller. You can actually, if you've got multiple controllers, you could put in here a location. So this is at tower block A, this one's at front office, whatever. What units, so it's just all that basic global kind of stuff. Based on which country and obviously what language you want. So if we go back, security settings, that's so you could put in your own little password when you log in if you wanted to. That's what that is. Display settings, this is where you would add or minus the things that you want to see at the beginning of the screen, at the beginning of the main display. So what I'll do is I'll show you, just to clarify. Main display, there's only 3 things visible. Connectivity, flow switch, bleed. So I'm going to go here, config. I'm going to go to display settings and I'm going to add, let me add temp, boom, and let me add one more. I'm going to scroll down, put an inhibitor on there, boom. So now when I go back to the main display, see this here pause button? What it's doing is it's going to scroll between the two different, the things I've selected, because it can only hold a maximum of 4 things on one screen. And because I've selected 5, it's doing the scroll thing. So if I press pause, then I can go up and down and do it this way. But those are the 2 things that I selected, boom, and that's what we had initially. So for want of a word, just because we like to keep things as they were, let's go back into temp, none, boom, and let me go down to number 5 and go to inhibitor and go none, I don't want it anymore, and go back. There we go. So back to config, that's display. File utilities, this is probably what you're really going to use, is this is if you want to get information via the USB port here, pull it out, so this is where you go to data export. So all you do is just chuck a USB stick in, click the button, boom. You can also export the config file of one controller, so all the settings and parameters you've set here, you could go, put your USB stick in, hit this, it will put it onto that USB stick, go to another walking controller, put it in, input it, and now all the settings have been copied from one controller to another, making it really, really easy for setup. And then obviously these are all system export files and event export files. They come out in a CSV file, by the way. Also here is if we ever need to do a software upgrade, then we'll send you a link, or you can go to Woolchem for the upgrades for the W600s. And you could put that on your USB stick, put it in there, and click software upgrade, and it will upgrade the information. So for example, should Woolchem want to do a color monitor, you'd need an upgrade to go in here because it would want to change some of the information, if I can get out of this, on the graphs to make these colored based on sensor 1, sensor 2 and all the rest. And at the moment it's black and white, so it doesn't need to do that, but the upgraded software would need to do that. And if we go back into here, so that's pretty much file utilities. And then there's, hey, my controller, just give me all the details about it. That's where you find all the details. And that's commonly something that we would ask to tell us, hey, what is your controller and what's the deal with it? Just one other thing to note with config, if you ordered the Ethernet connection with it, in other words, so you could access this via the World Wide Web, then in here would also have the internet settings in order to do that, and that's where you'd access them in the config file.